Hello everyone, I hope all of you are doing fine. Have you ever encountered a situation wherein you had to step out of your house when your deep learning model was training? What did you do in that case? Did you pray to God that you wouldn't get any errors while training? Well, what if I tell you that I have recently discovered an amazing library, a Python based library that can help you track your deep learning model performance while it's training? The name of the library is TF Watcher and it's been created by Rishit. A big shout out to Rishit for creating this amazing library. TF Watcher essentially helps you keep track of how your model is performing while training. That is, you can monitor different aspects of your model, right from accuracy, validation accuracy, what is the loss, what is the validation loss, and so on and so forth. So, there are different metrics that you can track. The uniqueness of this solution is you don't require any external application. All you need is a browser. So you can basically open up your browser, enter some code, which I'll show you in a moment. And yes, that's about it. You are able to track your deep learning model training performance directly on your cell phone. Isn't that amazing? So a big shout out to Rishit and all the 6 contributors that have contributed to this amazing project called as TF Watcher. Before I go forward and show you the demo of this amazing library, I wanted to share something with you. The entire repository is open sourced, so feel free to contribute to the project, add more functionalities basis your usage. I'll add the link to the repository in the description section of the video. Feel free to check it out. Now let me show you how amazing TF Watcher is. So let's kickstart the activity. Let's kickstart the activity by installing TF Watcher. The way I would do that is pip install -q tf-watcher. So let me go forward and run the cell. Now that the installation is done, let's go forward. Let me now go forward and import the necessary modules. Let me now go forward and show you the TensorFlow version that I'm using. So I'm currently on 2.5.1. In future, if there are any changes to the API functions, feel free to refer to the documentation. I am taking a very simple dataset for this example, which is FashionMnist. FashionMnist dataset contains around 70,000 grayscale images, which have 10 different categories. I would divide this dataset into training and testing. So 60,000 is what I'll use for training. 10,000 images is what I'll be using for testing. So essentially the way I would catch hold of this entire dataset is directly from Keras. So I would say keras.datasets.fashionMnist, and I'll kind of save that into a variable called as fashion_mnist. Then I call the load_data function from this particular variable that I've created, and I save train images, train labels, test images, and test labels, which are in form of tuples. So let me go forward and run this cell. I also define a variable called as class_names, which essentially denote which class a particular image belongs to. So let me go forward and run this cell. Let me go forward and show you the total number of images that are there. So we have close to 60,000 training images. Each image is of the size 28 cross 28. Since it's a supervised learning task, I have the same number of labels as well. And the total number of unique labels in my training data set are 10, ranging from 0 to 9. $70,000 images is what I have in the dataset. 60,000 is what I intend to use for training. 10,000 is what I'll use for testing. So let me go forward and validate the result. Yes, so there are 10,000 images in my testing images variable. And if I show you the total test labels, then that also has to add up to 10,000. So that is what I'm seeing here. Just to be sure that we're using the right data set, let me go forward and show you a sample image. So this is the sample image of a shoe. So that is what we have here. Before we start training the neural network, we'll have to pre-process the images. Every value in two NumPy arrays, that is train underscore images and test underscore images, would take up values between 0 to 255. So a good thumb rule is to bring down the values from 0 to 255 to 0 to 1, which is what I've done in this piece of code. So let me go forward and run this. Since the data set is very simple, I'm not creating a very huge model. It's a very small model. I'm not even creating a convolutional neural network. I just want to validate how good TF Watcher is performing. So I'll go forward and create an instance of the model by defining multiple layers. Here is where I'll pass in the optimizer, the loss, and the matrix that I want to track. So let me go forward and run this cell. So now you might be wondering, where exactly is TF Watcher in this tutorial? Well, the point is here. In this line of code, I'm creating an instance of the epoch end function, and I'm saving it into a variable called as monitor callback. So let me go forward and run this cell. Now it gives me an output, use this ID to monitor training for the current session. So this is some random ID that's been generated. So I copy this. Now you intend to track the model performance while training. What you essentially have to do is you will have to click on the link, pass in the secret key that is just generated, and that's about it. The only thing that you will have to specify while you call model.fit is you will have to pass in a callback, and you will have to pass in the exact callback that you just created. So that is the only thing that is required. So I've passed in train images, train labels, validation split, callbacks, and total number of epochs that I want to run the entire training process on. So let me go forward and start the training, and I'll quickly click on the URL. This is the URL of TF Watcher. I'll quickly paste in this particular secret key. And here is the amazing visualization of TF Watcher. So behind the scene, my model is training. I can track this on a cell phone as well. I can track it remotely as well. Everything's possible. Here you can see training accuracy as well as validation accuracy. Here I can monitor logs. Here I'm getting to know how much time every epoch is taking for training. So the visualizations are really cool. Imagine walking down the street with your model training in the background, and you are able to monitor it using such amazing visualizations. So this is all that I had in today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching the video.